Hey guys, so my name is Noah Stakes. I commonly do drone videos in the Houston area, but today I'm going to talk about a phone that I stumbled across while researching my phone shopping list, I guess. I was looking for a phone that had a big battery, and I came across the phone with the world's biggest battery, 21,000 milliamp hours. And I'm going to talk about my experiences with this phone, having it for 1 month now, and tell you guys about what I like about it, what I don't like about it, as well as showing you some sample footage of the 4K video camera, as well as the 20 megapixel 1080p night vision camera, as well as the 2 megapixel macro lens, which is what these three lenses are. And you can also see that it has infrared here for the night vision, which I think is really cool. So let's get started. So the first thing that I've stumbled across, or as some of you might think, is look how big this is. I have a Samsung phone somewhere around here it's a Samsung Galaxy 10e, and it has a 4K 60 frames per second camera, which I personally love. Samsung makes great cameras, as well as Apple, which is what the American market is. This phone has a 4K camera, and the phone that I had before this, that I had for a while, was called a Blackview BV9100 with a 13,000 megapixel, or excuse me, a 13,000 milliamp hour battery. And that phone got destroyed for some reason with water damage, even though it's a waterproof phone. This one here is a military certified phone, according to Oukitel on their website. And for me personally, it's been a great phone. It has a 21,000 milliamp hour battery. According to their website, you can go over a week without charging it, which I've been able to get over a week without charging it, even with full brightness. I can have it at full brightness, which is what I prefer, just because I don't like having it dim, and I don't like squinting and trying to see stuff like I used to with my old smaller screen phones and smaller battery powered phones. The Samsung Galaxy 10e that I used to have, it would die twice or three times a day on me, even though it's a brand new phone, because it only has a 3,000 milliamp hour battery, which it's just too small for me. So there's a few things that I'm going to show you. One is it's going to be the video quality of this camera, as well as the photo samples. And the video quality, in my opinion, is alright, being 4K 30 frames per second, but the lighting seems a bit off. The exposure and brightness of the video just seems a little chalky, in my opinion. I don't know how to describe weak 4K video quality. Some YouTubers or people just want 4K quality altogether, just to say that their video is 4K, and I can understand that, but this doesn't, in my opinion, have a true 4K quality that, say, Samsung or Apple are known for. And I'll show those to you right now. you also saw the photos that I uploaded on there, which is a sample photo, 3 different shots of a tractor in the field. One was a standard photo with no flash, a standard photo with flash, and then the 20 megapixel night vision photo. And the night vision, I have to say, I'm personally a fan of paranormal and things like that, so the night vision camera for me personally was an appeal to me. I know about night vision and the infrared spectrum of light, which was a selling point for me on getting this phone alongside the big battery. But here's some things that you need to consider when getting this phone. That, for one, it comes from China. It took over a month to get here, and 2 is it's actually significantly heavier than I expected it to be. I can't help but show this to you with the camera. I mean, it's like that thick. To put it in perspective, I don't know how thick the measurements are, but like I said, I'm just making a video to tell you what it's like owning the world's biggest phone. I've been questioned at every restaurant I go to. I don't put it in my pocket because my pants will sag. I don't put it in my short pockets because my pants will sag because of how heavy this is. And also notice that I don't have a screen protector or case. And the reason being is because this phone came out in March or April of 2022, so it's a pretty new phone. It's only been out a few months now. But since I got the phone from China, there's a downside. I can't find a case for it, or at least a case to my liking. I don't like the cases that fold over the screen like a wallet. I don't want my phone to just have a bigger value for someone to target and steal. You know, if they're going to steal my phone, I don't want them to steal my credit cards and debit cards and stuff like that alongside it. So I usually just keep my phone on the table next to me at all times because it's just too heavy to have in my pocket most of the time. The battery, like I said, I don't play games too much on it for standard use. The battery is pretty solid, and yesterday I did a video for about 30 minutes just to see how fast the battery would drain, and filming a 1080p video for 30 minutes drained the battery about 3%, which is pretty strong, and it was a 4K video. But like I said, the few things that I've stumbled across, it has an Android 12 operating system, which I'm very unfamiliar with. The phone that I used to have, which was the Samsung S10e, was an Android 11. The Blackview BV9100 that I had was a Android 9 operating system, and then finally my first phone was an LE Eco LE Max 2, which also had a 4K camera, but it was Android 6, and some apps like Chase Bank, for example, was not supported on Android 6 anymore. You had to have 7 or higher. But so far, every app that I have on this phone, Snapchat, Instagram, a few games, I haven't had any problems, except there's this program called Duralast, which is Duraspeed, which is a program that blocks or monitors battery usage on different apps. And I have Smart Ride, which is a program that tracks your driving for a discount on insurance for nationwide. And I had to actually call them because this phone was giving me problems, and that program was blocking my app from being able to do its job on calculating, you know, my driving, my records and stuff like that. And I ended up having to go in and not only cancel battery optimization, which seems to be like, maybe that's why the battery is so, what do you call it? It's a solid battery, but I've noticed that there are also, it's almost not too noticeable for my 13,000 milliamp battery, which is 8,000 less than this, is that I feel like the programs on this phone are heavier, and the specs and things that are heavier are draining the battery faster than the other phones, which have smaller, which, you know, they equate out. It has a, I believe, an octa-core processor. I could be wrong on that. I know it has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and this phone in particular has 256 gigabytes of storage, which is the biggest amount of storage I've ever had for a phone. and I bought it on AliExpress.com for about $270 and waited about a month for it to ship. It takes a Type-C charger, but the problem is the charger that came with the phone, this is a double Type-C head, and obviously it came with the charger box, but I can't use the charger box here because it's a Chinese charger box that you just can't plug in anywhere here. So I'm using my old Blackview BV9100 charger box, which is a 30 watt, I believe, box. So it still quick charges, but I can't use this double head Type-C cable because it's a USB to Type-C, not Type-C Type-C like this cable that came with the phone is. This phone comes with a 33 watt charger, which is pretty impressive. I think you can get a full charge in about 5 hours on this phone if you have the right charger and right box. But for me it usually takes a little longer because my box is not as powerful as the one that came with the phone, but I can't use the one that came with the phone because it came from China and the charger box is just not supported. So make sure that when you're shopping on AliExpress that you get the right charger box for the United States. Another thing to make note of is that this phone is a 4G phone, not a 5G phone. As far as I know, it's only supported for 4G. I was able to pop the little SIM card that came with my old phone from several years ago into this phone and it works just fine. I don't know if it supports 5G. It's strictly said on the website that it's a 4G phone, but I could be wrong. It may support 5G, so do your research on that and make sure that you can use this phone if you wanted a phone like this. So let's see, let's just sum it up real quick. The cameras are okay. The night vision camera is actually pretty impressive. The macro lens is not that great. It's 2 megapixels. I think it's better just to use a standard photo with portrait mode for close-ups because the 2 megapixel just seems really blurry in my opinion. The color is not that great. Now it has a 64 megapixel front camera, and I commonly use the 64 megapixel. See here? It has a 64 megapixel option here that you can click on and use for photos, and that's what I usually do when I take photos, is because I just want good quality photos altogether. So my photos are always 64 megapixels, including the ones that I took outside in the samples earlier. But yeah, that's the Oukitel WP19, and I know I left a lot, and I know this video is kind of a little bit rambling. I don't make these kind of videos, but I wanted to make a rookie type video of an unusual phone in America to, you know, show off what it's like to own one, because I get a lot of compliments and I get a lot of questions from it too, because I just can't emphasize, it's like carrying a brick. I mean, look at this. Can you imagine talking on the phone like this? It's almost like going back into the 90s where the phones were bricks. So, but overall, a good phone. Oh, and the selfie camera, not that great. It seems to have an issue with the lighting. It has a portrait mode for the front selfie camera. It's a 16 megapixel 1080p video, and again, not that great. The Samsung phone that I used was much better, and even my Blackview BV9100 was better. So I'd rank this like 3 out of 4. You know, maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, a 6 out of 10 for quality on the selfie camera, and I will show that in my video as well. So, but anyway, thank you for watching, and please comment any questions below. Si tienes preguntas en español, dime. I'll answer your questions in both English and Spanish, pero no me gusta hablar en español porque necesito, I need to learn more. So, but thank you for watching, and please comment below your questions. And for now, goodbye. And I hope you enjoy the drone videos I produce, because those are way better than me talking in front of a camera. But see you later.